Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey there, everybody. This is Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, welcome to the Red State Update podcast. My name is Dunlap the Man. Dirtlap the Dirtnap.
That don't make any sense. But
Jackie,
huh?
I thought that I would start out this podcast trying to be more authoritarian. Not like the president authoritarian. Authoritative. That's the word I'm looking for. Like a Cronkite. Remember Walter Cronkite?
Yeah, I didn't like him, yeah.
He was the most trusted man in America.
I didn't trust him. He was all right, I guess, but something about him rubbed me the wrong way.
You didn't. What about when he turned the tide? When he come out and said, y'all know what? We are losing Vietnam like fucking gangbusters.
Hey, watch that. Well, I didn't know whether to believe him or not because he said we was on the moon, too.
Oh, God. Jackie, we cannot play around with this anymore. There are too many conspiracy. Just get on Reddit. And then tell me if you want to doubt the moon landing.
Well, that's just how I felt back in. We've been to the moon now. China's on the moon right now.
What are they doing up there?
Hell if I know.
What do you think about the flat earthers?
The what earthers?
Some people think, we're going to get to the news in a moment, folks. We got to do our sponsors first as well. Some people think that the earth is flat.
Yeah.
And are you saying you agree with them?
No, I don't. They know it's round. I think we know it's round now. But I mean, if they what does it hurt me if they think it's flat? What do I care? They can think whatever they want.
I don't know. The spread of ignorance seems to be something that should concern us all.
People are ignorant no matter what. They ain't gonna stop that. Yes, right now, ignorance is combined with hateful. So it's a double-edged sword, which I guess is prone to happen sometimes. But, I mean, ignorance, people are going to be ignorant about everything.
What? I'm glad you ain't the goddamn school superintendent, because you'd be like, well, if they don't know their ABCs, I guess you say, well, shit, nice try.
Well, that's the way it is.
People gonna be ignorant. I forgot what 7 times 9 is, Mr. Bros. Well, people gonna be ignorant, I guess, you little motherfucker.
I didn't say watch your mouth. I wouldn't say anything like that, especially to a youngster trying to learn.
Here, read this Sports Illustrated. Can you read? I guess you can't read. Well, just look at the pictures.
Some of the smartest people I know are ignorant, so don't even tell me that. You can do all
some of the smartest
school.
People you know are ignorant?
Some of them.
Who?
I ain't gonna get on here and name people's names, but, there's somebody I know teaches over at the college.
Yeah.
And thinks he's so smart, knows everything, and he did ignorant as hell as far as I'm concerned.
Did he vote for Trump?
I don't think he did that. That's one thing, right? So, you can be ignorant and do the right thing occasionally.
Would you say that you're ignorant?
I wouldn't say I'm ignorant, but I wouldn't say I'm the smartest person in the world.
Listen, I know that we, for years, wore our ignorance as a badge of pride.
Yeah.
A pride badge.
Simple man.
Simple man.
Yeah. That's what I'd call myself that.
Here's what I'm going to say, simple man.
Yeah.
Would not you say
what?
That by saying ignorance is something to be proud of? That is what led us to the man with the silver platters of cheeseburgers in the White House now?
Go back and listen to the song Simple Man. There ain't nothing in there saying I'm a simple man and I'm a racist SOB and build a wall. No, it's like I'm simple. I go to church. I got, I have a job. That's good kind of simple. Simple doesn't have to be hateful. Doesn't have to be.
No, but it's pretty easy to trick good simple into hateful simple.
Well, somebody's done a good job of it, a few years back, yeah.
If you got a whole country of people going, it's good to be stupid, then how long you think it's going to be before somebody says, shit, I can make a lot of money off these motherfuckers?
Hey, watch your mouth. Don't say it like that.
Also, I don't like that color of people. I can use these stupid sons of bitches over here to push them off into the sea. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There was a time where if I had said on our YouTube channel, hey, read a book, that we both would have laughed and laughed as if I'd said the funniest thing possible.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say now is maybe we should read a book.
I like Louis L'Amour.
What would, is there one Louis L'Amour cowboy that you're most partial to?
Oh, I like all of them. Yeah, they're all good to me. If it's Louis L'Amour wrote it, then I like them.
Do you think Louis L'Amour cowboy would like Trump?
No, nobody in history I can go back and think would like him. I don't know anybody.
Hitler.
Oh, yeah. Hitler wouldn't like him. Oh, they both want all the attention. They wouldn't get along,
No, if there was a news conference, I don't know, Trump might like Hitler a little bit.
He likes Putin, that's right. I'm not to say that Putin's Hitler, but, I mean, Putin's supposed to be, he ain't good. But every time they get on there, he don't say one bad word about him. But it depends, I guess, whether Hitler had, videotapes of him, women urinating all over him or something. I think that has a lot to do with how he treats you.
I think he would he'd be fine with Hitler just in terms of him being an authoritarian, racist strongman who killed a bunch of people. He responds to that. Well,
It
that
seems to
tests
be he
well
likes that, yeah.
with Trump.
Yep.
Through the roof. If he was holding one of those little knobs that you twist every time you see something you like, and he saw Hitler, but Hitler didn't have the, 80 years of baggage of being America's least loved, Hitler.
Yeah.
Then Trump would be like, hey, this guy's great. Like, if you could put a bag over historical footage, people's heads, and let Trump watch it, I mean, he wouldn't watch I don't know how you'd get him to watch historical footage.
Yeah, well,
maybe tell him there's tits in it or something. But if he started twisting that knob whenever Hitler come on, then you took the bag off, he'd be like, you Rick-rolled me. You Hitler-rolled me.
Hitler rolled him, yeah.
Gets political really fast around here. I thought we'd do talk about maybe something fun that happened this week.
Hitler, you don't talk about Hitler when you want to talk about something nice or fun. Those don't go together.
We just went right into it real fast. Should we do our sponsors first, Jackie? We're making these decisions in real time, folks. Should we do our sponsors, or should we keep with the anti-Trump tone? If you liked what you've heard so far, you're really going to love us really just digging into what an asshole this guy is, the president of the United States of America,
say butthole.
Donald J. Trump. Jackie doesn't like the language. But were we talking about something early on before we went into the Trump thing? We need to outline this. We're asking.
Well, I'm going to do a sponsors because we got to do it to keep the computers warm and the lights on it. And
good choice.
All that stuff. And also, the local sponsors from where we're from, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Right here, the geographic center of the great green state of Tennessee.
They give us $25, and we happy to have them as a sponsor. We also have what you call a Patreon page.
Patreon.
Yes, and that's if you patron $5 or more, you get an extra one of these that's 20 minutes long.
So if you like this rambling part where we don't know what we're talking about, and we're
get a whole extra 20 minutes of it, yeah.
And that's not always true. Sometimes we talk about important topics like Charlie Daniels' Twitter or Skip Stevenson of Real People's Country album, which we've yet to obtain.
Still, hunting that down. But
Quincy, talk a lot about Jack Klugman.
Oh, yeah, Jack Klugman. Yeah, we talk a lot about Jack Klugman, yeah. Sometimes we talk longer than 20 minutes. But
you never know.
Never shorter, though. Never shorter.
Never
under.
You're always going to get 20 minutes on 20 extra minutes with Jackie and Dunlap. And that comes free of charge if you give us $5 a month over at patreon.com Red State Update.
And also goes to help these other podcasts that we are affiliated with. One called Redneck Matinee.
Boy, there's a convoy episode coming up.
Before you know it, that's the next one's coming on there. And then there's 100 Ways to Love a Cat.
Which we are affiliated with.
Affiliated with that. I like a cat. And speaking of cats, let's me get right back into this sponsor I've had recently is something else. if you got a cat, I don't have to say it. You already know what it is. Because if you don't, boy, you sure are missing out. Yeah, go down the store, get you some black-eyed peppermint peas. Black-eyed peppermint peas. At first, we were concerned they were just going to be on the shelf, but right now, this and the other flavors are doing so good. They've extended, so get to the store, stock up on it. This delicious black-eyed peppermint peas, I tell you what, the cats get in it, get to rolling around, look so silly, and the more they eat it, they maintain a like almost a perfect little beard.
A wispy white...
Little Santa Claus beard.
Peppermint-scented beard. I don't think we've focused enough on that. If you think a cat smells good right now, and inside cats usually do smell pretty good.
They don't have smell, which you don't want an animal. You just don't want it to have a smell, you know.
I mean, they shit in a box in your house.
Well, if you clean it out, then it ain't going to stink. You're supposed to clean up after them. That's your job. If you're going to have an animal, it's responsibility.
If you take a cat into your house, your job is to clean its shit out of the box in which it shits. Unless it shits on the floor or elsewhere, which is a problem all its own.
Yeah, they'll do it too, yeah.
Yeah, you got to watch them. Cats inside are animals. And animals' number one job, it depends on the animal, is to shit. Sometimes number one is to eat.
It ain't its number one job. They do it. Everything does it. You do it. You know, everybody got it.
That's right.
I mean, you got the sense to go
usually
sit on the bowl. Yeah.
I mean, listen, we've all made mistakes.
The box is the same as that. Cat knows to go. That's where you do your business. There you go in there and do your business. But again, if you have an animal of this type, or you got a cat, you already know that.
All I'm saying is that the little slightly peppermint-scented beard on these Z-H black-eyed peppermint peas infected cats really make the room smell lovely.
It does. If you cat, you know how when a cat gets to eating a bunch of tuna fish or something like those treats, I always got to wash my hand after I give a cat a treat, make my fingers stink. I don't like it.
You just feeding them sardines as treats?
No, they won't eat nothing now, but these black-eyed peppermint peas. True. That's all. But when they used to eat things, you know, they roll around and different stuff. But if that little beard would cover that little smell right up, that ain't gonna get in your nose.
So that's Z-H black-eyed peppermint peas. Eat them for luck this New Year's Day.
Well,
do you think, I hate to always stop the show at this part when we get to the luck, but just thinking back, and I made a list of every year and whether or not I got the Excel out, and I made a chart of every year that I've been alive and whether or not I think I ate black-eyed peas at New Year's Day, and just a few of the tragedies that befell me that year.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the black-eyed peas are giving me luck at all. As a matter of fact, I'd be interested in experimenting with purposely not eating the black-eyed peas and seeing if that changes my life around at all.
And that ain't gonna change nothing.
I'm curious if the black-eyed pea companies have said people are a little too happy and things are going a little too well for them. And they got together and they come up with this bullshit.
Hey.
Maybe this is some satanic stuff. Have we ever explored the origins of this?
Your mouth.
Was there a Black Phillip years ago that was like, eat the peas?
It's just superstition. It's been around
how
for
did
years.
Black Phillip talk? Do you remember?
Who is it?
Remember we watched that movie, The Witch, but for a long time you thought it was like a recreation show on History Channel?
I thought it was History Channel. I thought it was going to be like the Salem witch trials. That's something where they reenact. But no, they just walk around being,
dirty
heathens, for the most part, yeah. Which I'm sure happened back then too.
Religious,
so,
How did that goat talk at the end? What'd he go?
I don't remember how the goat talked. I remember I said right after it started talking, I said, "Well, excuse my language, but that's what I said out loud." When if you're going to have an animal talk, you can't have it just start talking at the end of the movie. It has to start at the beginning talking. You
Can you
can't you
imagine?
can't surprise me at the end and ruin them. Well, why wouldn't if it could talk? Why wasn't it talking? If a goat, horse, whatever it is, if it starts off like how you doing, then I know okay that animal's gonna talk. Babe talking right out the gate. All the animals in Babe talking. I'm like, okay, and they talked all the way through the movie. It wasn't like you'd watch Babe through the whole thing, and at the end they all say, yeah, he did a good job. Like, what the hell they talking for? Well, that's how I felt about this witch.
Can you imagine if Mr. Ed was just Wilbur talking to a horse, and then at the very end of the show, the horse was like, goodbye?
Would be no good. I wouldn't
It'd
watch
be
it.
a waste. It'd never get on the air.
Nope. Who'd want to watch him talk to a horse and a horse? I can go talk to a horse and watch anybody talk to a horse. Go to the
I would
stables.
rather watch Jackie talk to a horse in real life, talk about an animal that shits,
Wow.
than watch a TV show of a man talk to a horse.
With the horse not talking
With
back.
the horse not if the horse
Mr.
talks,
Ed.
sure, sign me
yeah,
up.
yeah, that's why we watched it. That's why
They
it was
need
good.
to bring that back, maybe with like a sort of a Mr. Ed who's been beat up by life. Who
Don't they always try to bring that back every so many years? Don't they always do and try to do a new one and never goes nowhere? They make a movie or something with a talking horse every so often. And nobody goes to see them, and then, yeah, that's why they ain't made one in a while.
well, maybe that'll have him shut up to the end. Maybe that's the way it should go.
No,
Maybe
I
we're
wouldn't
wrong.
like it. I don't know why anybody would want to watch it, but that so be it.
Look, again, I don't mean to derail you. Go ahead, continue.
I'm trying to do my damn sponsor. You won't talk about this. You got me mad about talking animals. Well, we got other flavors besides Z-H, black-eyed peppermint peas, which your cats are going to love. We also got 3 brand new flavors Z-H has put out, and boy, are they good and delicious as well, if you like that sort of thing. If you like black-eyed peppermint peas. Not personally what I like, but I like watching the cats eat it. You got all animal black-eyed peppermint peas for all our webbed, gilled, 4-footed, and feathered friends. That's all animal black-eyed peas, not just ZH regular black-eyed peppermint peas. That's primarily cats seem to enjoy that. But if you enjoy watching a cat eat it, want to see some other animals eat it, get you some all animal black-eyed peppermint peas.
Did we figure out if all animal was dangerous to cats?
I still don't know for sure. If it says all animal, I'm going to think it's all animal. But
People cannot eat
here's
it,
what
though.
I heard.
That's clear.
Yes, all animal. This is just for animal, this kind. Now, the other Z-H regular black-eyed peppermint peas you can have on your own, and the cat can enjoy it. But this one's just for animals.
And there's no distinguishing features. If you put them both in a bowl
Well, you're not
side
going
by
to see
side,
the difference, yeah. I mean,
you're right, here's for the dog,
Well,
and
animal-
here's for the cat.
Animals are colorblind anyway. They don't know what it, they're going to eat it. They're going to go by the smell and the mouthfeel. They're not going to, that don't look right to them. They're just going to eat it.
And there's no color also, too, because black-eyed peas are kind of gray anyway.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the black-eyed peppermint peas, all flavors, as far as I can ascertain, are packaged in this gelatinous white goop
That's a peppermint, I think.
That's the peppermint
Soaks into the, yeah.
So when it slides out of the can, it's just gray and white, and they've kind of absorbed each other's colors into where there's not much there to look at.
And all of these different brands, pretty much, I mean, you describing what you describe don't sound appetizing the way you say it. And again, this isn't products, well, I thought products that I was going to eat, but let me tell you what, on their second flavor, I've been indulging, I've been enjoying, and it's delicious. I didn't think I liked the taste of peppermint mixed with black-eyed peas. Just don't sound good to me, and I thought, well, maybe it's going to hurt me to take a bite of this, so I did. And that's Z-H Super Brain black-eyed peppermint peas. Yes, for enhanced pondering, figuring, and recollecting. You operate faster brain-wise than a million mega computers. And you can say goodbye to the privacy of memory. That's Z-H Super Brain black-eyed peppermint peas. And I'm telling you what, I've been eating some of this stuff, and the taste ain't so bad ain't as bad as I thought it'd be. And I've been sharper than an attack, and I'm getting up there in age. I do forget things here and there, sort of. But this stuff here, I think it's pretty good. It's doing me some good.
What was the part about the say goodbye to the privacy and memory?
And just, it's just a saying. It's like on the side of the, it's just, the logo or whatever it is. It's a saying for the product. Like, operate faster brain wires than 1 million mega computers and say goodbye to the privacy and memory.
1 million mega computers, that is impressive.
Well, I don't know about that. I still don't know a thing about a computer. Just I'm thinking, used to have to think, what was his name? Who's that over there? And this, that sort of thing. And it still comes to me slow, but it's faster than it used to be, I think.
And you're eating this. How much are you eating of this?
I'm doubling and down on it. I eat a bunch of it. I'm eating morning, noon, and night.
Now, because I'm hearing some word on the street, I'd say, has it that people are actually having worse memories. They're saying they're having trouble remembering things, and that they're almost as if chunks of their memory have been lifted out of their brain by an evil corporation intent on tricking people into watching cute cats with beards play around on the floor with black-eyed peppermint peas until they've harvested their entire brain collection of memories. For what purpose? I don't know. Marketing? Blackmail?
That's crazy talk.
The Matrix?
That's crazy talk. People saying that. They don't know what first off, this is a reputable company. This is Z-H.
No, it's not a reputable company. They were responsible for monsters?
No, they weren't. That's That's Z.H and then just Z-H. This is C-dash.
And ruining old people by making them strong, sexually viable.
You talking about another company.
And also liking Trump. I guess they like Trump to begin with.
God forbid if you have a company or a corporation that has the letters Z and H in it, because he's just going to assume that you just like the other ones.
If I had a corporation that had Z and H in the title, and the other ZH corporations made monsters and fucked up old people,
I
would change the name of my corporation.
Oh, they're supposed to change it. That could be their heritage or something. You don't know why that could be.
Oh, I'm racist now.
I'm just saying, you don't know. Tell someone to change the name. That could mean a lot to them. You don't know.
I can think of a name in 2 seconds better than Z-H.
Yeah.
Dawn Butter.
What?
Dawn Butter.
No.
Welcome to a new dawn. Dawn Butter.
No.
Dawn Butter Corporation. I guess it's hard to say.
Just
formerly Z-H.
All right.
That's Dawn Butter.
Well, I don't know why people are running around saying that they're, losing their memories. I don't know how you figure that. Well, that's just when you get up in age, what's happening to you starting to lose. You forget things, and that's just how it is. To get you a hole. They're going to be little holes here and there. Alzheimer's, that sort of stuff. So that's just people wanting to point the finger and blame somebody for it. And they're going to do it to Z-H. That's nothing to that,
So you're just recommending that they continue to eat their memory-robbing black-eyed.
Well, it depends on that. There may be some memories you don't want to remember. I'm telling you that right now. And there's a lot of people out there. And if you in that case, I'm telling you what, pick you up some super brain black-eyed peppermint peas for enhanced pondering, figuring, and recollecting.
Some people are saying that they think they're getting some of the cat's memories.
What?
That when they try to remember something like a friend's birthday or the middle name of a spouse, what comes up is that morning eating black-eyed peppermint peas off the ground as people laugh and giggle. And another cat licks clean your long white peppermint scented beard.
All right, you just thinking.
That's what I'm
making stuff up.
People are saying it. Don't fake news this. Well, what's the other flavor?
You just said at the top of this, people are ignorant, and you're proving it right now. Just saying all this stuff, or whoever else.
You said there were 3 flavors. One is poisonous to cats. There's 4 flavors. One is for cats and people. One is poisonous to cats. One is very nefarious. And the last one is...
Oh, yeah. The third flavor is Tonio's Italian-style black-eyed peppermint peas.
What is that?
I don't know. It's got, like Italian stuff, or oregano on it or something. I don't know.
Did you eat it?
I had a bite of it. It tastes, a little more zest to it, I guess. I don't know.
You don't like black-eyed peppermint peas Except for the one that robs your
The
memories.
super brain black-eyed peppermint peas. There's
gives
something
it to a
that.
corporation,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it ain't giving nothing to no corporation.
Who's Tony O's?
I don't know him personally. What do you mean, who is Tony O's? Who's Chef Boyardee? Who's any of those?
Is he on the label?
Who's SpaghettiOs? Yeah, he's on the label. He got a hat like the other one does.
What other one?
Chef Boyardee, Paul Newman, one of them two. They're on food.
Let me
People
tell you
on
something.
Food. Quaker Man, he's on food. There's lots of faces on food.
Paul Newman could have played the hell out of Chef Boyardee if he'd been given the chance.
Oh, he's good at everything. Everything he did is good.
Oh, imagine, okay, Newman and Redford, Chef Boyardee and Quaker Oats Man, back together again.
I don't know why they'd be hanging out, but I'd watch it. I'd want to know why they're together, so sign me up for that.
Causing trouble and getting the ladies.
I'd buy a ticket. Too bad both of them passed on.
Yeah, it is too bad. Rest in peace. Well, Jackie, I have, so that's Z-H.
All animal black-eyed peppermint peas, super brain black-eyed peppermint peas, and Tony O's Italian-style black-eyed peppermint peas.
But you can still just get Z-H black-eyed peppermint peas for cats and people.
That's for cats, yeah. Or people, yeah.
Things are bad enough in this country, Jackie, without me bringing everybody down with some bad news.
I don't want to hear that. What is it?
I guess, in a way, it's good news. If you hate adorable cats with long, silky beards that are peppermint scented and have stopped eating anything but Z-H black-eyed peppermint peas, I can understand that. Maybe you're tired of your Instagram feed lighting up with adorable videos and pics of long-bearded, peppermint-scented kitties frolicking and licking each other.
Everybody likes that. Well, why would somebody hate something like that?
Well,
that don't make any sense.
I have heard, let's just say that somebody's like, give me an old-fashioned cat without a beard that don't eat peppermint black-eyed peas.
Just eats regular cat food.
Well, we apparently have one left here in Murfreesboro. Like a patient zero of old-fashioned cats stalking around, licking sardine cans, singing on fences like Heathcliff, eating fish bones probably.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
Remember, that's a whole side of cats that's been lost.
Yeah, not no more. Yeah, now they roll around, yeah. Play goo all over face, beard, yeah.
I heard that there's doctors and scientists and men who have laboratories and white coats who want to study and capture this cat. But so far, he only makes appearances here and there. Maybe it's a myth. Maybe it's a legend, like Bigfoot or what's the man that went to the moon that punched a man?
Loch Ness Monster.
Yep. But, sadly, we have proof.
What?
We have proof that this ain't no myth.
It's just a regular cat. Isn't that something? We live in times now with just a regular old cat people trying to get a hold of, scientists
That
trying to
proof
get.
is mouse blood.
What, mouse blood?
Mouse blood and carcasses.
What?
And stages. All over the stages. Mouse blood and carcasses all over the stages of the Mousetown Follies. Yes.
Oh.
Koi pond puddle. And it's caught on security camera. A regular ass cat. Now, this is double trouble for Koi Pond Puddle because he's also an exterminator. He runs mouse collection, which means he comes by and collects mice, and he has been so busy lately because people need him to come by and collect their mouses and kill them because cats won't eat nothing but Z-H black-eyed peppermint peas.
That's true, yeah.
But it's also double trouble because he was planning on opening his show, Mousetown Follies, because he'd found all the mice he needed. Jackie, you remember last week we were talking about Codger Mouse, who was a little Jackie Mouse.
You told me dressed up, little overalls, yeah, just like, yeah.
Hated Trump.
What, a cat get him?
Yeah.
And that's nature. That's it. You should have. I guess he thought he didn't have to have security or put the mice someplace safe because all the cats were eating peppermint pudding. But that just goes to show you, got to be extra careful, no matter what.
He lost them all.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's a shame.
He lost the black and white 7-incher.
Oh.
He lost a pretty little lady mouse.
Well, that's sad, yeah.
He lost the blonde fluff bucket with the long, stretchy tail.
I wanted to see that little mouse show, too. That sounded adorable. I was looking forward to seeing it. I'm sorry to hear that happen, you know.
He lost them all. He had hundreds of mice. I mean, he had a whole...
well, he wasn't keeping all of them. He killed most of them, but
he had about 300 that he called leads, understudies, and chorus.
300?
Yeah, like, I'd say a cast of 300, all gone.
Oh,
and this cast of 300 mice had been pulled from people's houses and garbage cans and attics and dresser drawers over years. I don't know what the average lifespan of a mouse is.
They don't live too long, I don't think.
Not with patient zero cat out there.
No.
Chowing down. That cat must have been so stuffed full of tiny little bones.
Well, he come and go and take them over time. He can't eat 300 mice in the same sitting. You know.
He come in there. It was almost like he had woken up. Maybe this is it. Maybe he'd been in some sort of coma, and he woke up, and he missed the whole peppermint black-eyed peas. Maybe he was in orbit. Maybe he was one of them astronaut cats.
What?
And maybe when the crashed back down over Cape Canaveral and began the long walk back home to Murfreesboro, having served his country, he was like, I can't wait to get back and eat some mice. I don't know what's up with all these beard cats, but I want a mouse in my mouth. And then first thing he come to was mouse collection. And maybe he could read if he's an astronaut. He looked up and he read the sign and said, this sounds like a great restaurant. He walked in, and I guess it was. Now, I would like to think if a cat were that smart, he would recognize the talent in Koi Pond Puddle's cast of 300 mice.
Didn't he put little clothes on them and stuff?
Some of them got ate. Some of them he ripped right through. There's security footage. And it was like, Koi Pond Puddle closes the door. Here comes that cat, and he's got all that. It's like, here's a buffet.
That's awful.
Take your time. Yeah, it's
I
grisly.
don't watch a cat kill a bunch of mice. I mean, it's nature. That's what happens, you know. But those were show mice from what you said, and that makes me say it, yeah.
Well, Koi Pond Puddle says he is not going to be stopped. Mouse collection will continue.
Yeah.
The extermination of all mice, because he says this may mean that regular cats are on the comeback. He's got to get to work killing all the mice he can. He was hoping that he was out of the mouse killing business and he could really focus on Mousetown Follies, but it seems like the world will not let Koi Pond Puddle's mouse killing hands rest.
Right.
He says if he does another show, it's going to be much smaller scale. Maybe something online, maybe a YouTube channel with a couple mice.
Wow.
I asked him if he was looking for anything special. He said not right now. He's still mourning, but he says give him a week. His daddy is going to play the funeral with that cigar box banjo of his. They're having a funeral for the mice, 300 little funerals for the mice.
300 little. Well, I understand being sad over show, but that's a waste of time, that.
Well, he said that those old chemicals they used to use to kill mice does something to your brain. So,
well, if it's an excuse to get up and just play a guitar, then that's one thing. But
Koi was like, Daddy, we can't have a funeral for every one of these goddamn. And he's upset about him too. But he's like, I got stuff to do. He said, every one of these died because of you, son. That's the kind of relationship they have.
Yeah.
The pond puddles.
Well, Well, this is Jackie Bros. I'm still on here, and I'm ready to scream and cuss the president. I hope you're ready to hear me do it.
Folks, people, this is Dunlap the Dirt Nap. That is the part of the show that we have arrived at. Is the part where Jackie yells and screams and preaches and humorlessly scolds the audience over the presidency of Donald J. Trump.
Somebody needs to be scolding the American people over this.
And we've got the right man for the job.
Well,
he is a 100-year-old grizzled hillbilly from the backwoods of Tennessee. He climbed up out of an outhouse and said, I smell something worse than what I was just living in, and his name is President of America, Donald J. Trump. And the J stands for fuck you.
Hey, watch your mouth. I don't want to hear that language. And there's nobody come up out of an outhouse. Nobody ain't a damn hillbilly.
Jackie, I got one for you. I got a good one for you. This is funny. Funny. Except for the awful part. CNN says, starting off weak, but Rudy Giuliani says, U.S. President Trump, I like how they have to remind people. Rudy Giuliani, he's the U.S. president, remember? Rudy Giuliani says, they didn't put that every time, people might say, did I wake up from the nightmare? Rudy Giuliani says U.S. President Trump didn't collude with Russia, but can't say if other people in his campaign did. Who can tell what people do in the...
They're barely around. They're not here long enough for him to know whether they...
They come and go. Who can keep up? I'm Jerry Lewis and my Giuliani.
For all I know, each and every one of them is
They're czars and they're Baryshnikovs. I don't know. Who knows? Who are they? I don't know. I never met one person. Am I in the cabinet? Maybe.
This is where we're at. It's just, all right.
What is Julia? He's a lawyer? The president's lawyer?
He used to be a mayor. Now somehow he's his president's lawyer.
But he's the president's lawyer in that he's just his friend who is also a lawyer.
On TV.
On TV.
Yeah. I'm a lawyer on TV, and I'm a friend on TV. I seriously doubt he's a real friend when the cameras ain't on. I don't think he enjoys. Supposedly he don't. Somebody said that's out there. People, who's to know what's true or not, but that makes sense to me. Supposedly Giuliani's scared as hell about what's going to be in the Mueller report, and he's also tired of dealing with, who. He's got to sit there and put up with his mess all the time.
He's got to be thinking, the sooner that Trump is out of the White House, the sooner I can start rehabilitating my image.
Well, good for him. He deserves every bit of this. That's what he deserves, is teed off and scared. It's how he should live the rest of his damn life, mad as hell and scared.
That's how I'm living my life now.
Yeah, so I'm glad it's going back on him tenfold. And he has to be in the room with him. He has to go sit down one-to-one with him.
He was America's mayor.
I don't think even Putin enjoys sitting in the room with Trump. I don't know we don't know what's going on in there when they're all by themselves, but I don't even know. I mean, it's funny for a minute, I guess, and then after that, I gotta go.
There's nobody who enjoys being in the room with Trump.
I can't think
it's like
anybody.
A clown.
No.
Like, maybe funny for a minute if you catch him on a good day. But for the most part, it's disturbing. Like, maybe you laugh because you feel like you're supposed to, but mainly you just want to get away.
Yep.
Pelosi don't want to be in a room with him.
Well, no, hell no.
Pelosi said you cannot give a State of the Union address. I don't know if I guess the Speaker of the House invites the president. This is how it works, like a goddamn vampire.
Hey,
they have to invite the president to come over to Congress. And the president, I guess, sends a letter saying, I would love to. I don't know. Maybe they send like a pigeon. What are all the birds that can carry messages?
Pigeons mainly, I think. I don't know if any other birds can do it.
Crows do it on Game of Thrones.
What is it?
So if they keep Trump out of giving a State of the Union address, first off, he's just going to tweet about it.
He's going to do something else. He'll come up with something new. Remember, he don't go to a White House correspondence dinner and does everything different. You know what? From now on, we ain't giving, State of the Union. I'm going to, God knows what.
She says it's because there's a shutdown and because of security and also because he shut the government down. She said, I invite you. It's like, sadly, she said, we can't do it this year, but let's talk about when we can do it after you open the government back up. She's good at being an asshole.
Well, yeah, she always has been. She knows how to do it. And yeah.
And she's doing it. Here's the problem with Trump, and I've said it for a long time. He is using the language and the stunts of America's movie heroes, but he's the bad guy. So he orders a bunch of fucking fast food in the White House, puts it on silver platters like Rodney fucking Dangerfield, and it's like, hey, come on, fellas, eat up. I know you're hungry. That should be cool. And he ruined it. Like Margaret Dumont comes in, I've never tried Wendy's. Hey, lady, there's a lot of stuff you never tried. That's supposed to be funny when they're sexist and eat fast food.
Not him.
He ruined it.
Not only has he ruined our country, he's ruining numerous other things. Yeah.
Ordering fast food in the White House and putting it up on silver trays is such an 80s comedy movie hero move that I'm surprised he didn't do like a rap number to go along with it. That would be on the soundtrack and would embarrass him 30 years later. Like the Dragnet rap from Dragnet, City of Crime, that Tom Hanks raps with Dan Aykroyd from the motion picture Dragnet.
Dragnet?
I'm very surprised. That seems like a Pep Streebek move. Streebek, what's all this McDonald's doing in the White House? Hey, you need to loosen up, Friday. But the person doing it also enables Nazis. So I don't know. I guess nothing's cool now.
Not while he's in the White House. Not while they have
He's the bad guy. Yeah. He's the bad guy. And he stole the fast food in the White House. That's what I was going to do if I was elected president. The porn stars, the whole shebang. I wasn't going to be racist, though. I was going to try not to ruin the country. At the end of my administration, the country would be stronger, and we would have come together, and we would have held hands. People of all races and genders, people of all colors and creeds would have come together, and I would have had everybody I would have died heroically in the last act. And I would have laid in state in the White House, and they would have had all the fast food that people remembered from the hilarious part earlier in the movie. And everybody would get a sandwich, and they'd come by and go, President Dunlap was the best. I've never felt more patriotic. Instead, the government's literally not working.
Well, the difference between you and him, first off, like you pointed out, thank goodness you ain't racist. And number two is, as far as I know, you don't work for Russia.
In my movie, we would have done Rocky IV straight up, and I would have beat the shit out of a Russian.
Yeah. And in this one, the bad guy loves Russia. He is a bad guy. He's Russian.
It's like every 80s movie he saw, and he just took either the good parts and made it bad, or the bad parts and made it worse.
Yep. So the FBI, we'll find out.
Also, let me just say that him and Pelosi, this is where I was going with that. Basically, him and Pelosi are Walter Peck versus Bill Murray in Ghostbusters, and I don't know which one is which.
What?
Like there's an asshole who's by the book and smarmy, but gets the other asshole. And there's one asshole that thinks they're super cool, but like 30 years later, you're going to find out that was kind of creepy when he wouldn't leave her apartment. I don't know which asshole is which, but they're both assholes. And they both think they're the cool one that's there to save the city. But I guess everybody just winds up covered in fluff.
What?
I don't know. That didn't track all the way through, but
I don't know.
there were some good hunks in there. So the FBI, what were you saying?
Well, the White House is upset when they come to find out that the FBI was doing their job.
Lindsey Graham, I wouldn't trust the FBI no further than I can throw them.
Yep.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Lindsey Graham? You want to bomb Iran, scared of Russia, but 100% on board with Trump. Nothing he's doing makes sense.
Nope.
Is he really just trying not to get primaried? I guess that worked. Unless he, goes to jail for treason. How, active treason do you have to be to go to jail for treason? Let's say it come out that Trump was, working so hard with Russia you wouldn't even believe it. He had, a furry hat. So does that mean that every Republican that did not literally grab him by the ear and pull him out of the White House and lock the door as soon as he was outside?
It's not just that. They protecting him. They're going along. Mitch McConnell today made sure that they can take all the sanctions off these people that we know that Manafort was sending stuff to and talking to. People who known oligarchs to damn Putin, and they no, we ain't gonna do that. Romney, for all his, raising a hell about racist to Trump and this and that, he voted to make sure that we didn't didn't keep the sanctions on those folks.
What do they? I literally don't understand.
I don't either.
You can't break with Trump because it's unclear who in the Republican voters, who they're pulling for. If all the Republicans come out and said Trump is crazy, we locked him out of the White House, Trump would lose a lot of his support. Some of his support comes from Republicans saying he's okay.
Yeah, it's them saying, he seems a little crazy, but Lindsey Graham says he's all right. He seems a little out there, but Chuck Grassley seems to think everything's okay. And Mitch McConnell, if he was crazy and he worked for Russia, by God, they would get him out of there. That's just foolish. Well, to me, it's looking like he's crazy every day, and more it looks like he's doing something with Russia, and they ain't going to do a damn thing about it. None of them.
It's all just going to be what we saw for the last 2 years, right? The Mueller report is just going to start with him riding. I guess it'll start with Manafort promising to send the Russian oligarch the money he owes him once he gets the job. Where does it start?
May start when Obama went to Mitch McConnell, but while the election's going on, saying, I need to tell you this because if I come out with it, people are going to take it the wrong way. But Russia's working with, they're working with the and McConnell says, and he's, I don't care, he don't give a damn. Could start when Russia's funneling all the money through the damn NRA to get to Trump. Russian spy that we got a hold of was in the NRA, and all sorts of money was coming through there.
Could start when he tells Trump to hack them.
Yeah.
And then they hack the Republicans, too. We don't know what they
We don't know what they found there.
Yeah,
we're never going to know. No. I wonder why. Because if they got all that dirt on Hillary and put it out there, they had just as much on them that we ain't ever seen, and the Russia's sitting on it.
So people say, well, what's the dirt? There's people on Twitter saying, this is a little conspiracy theory. You don't want to be Alex Jones. You don't want to say, oh, they got so much on all the Republicans. You don't want to be homophobic, like with the Lindsey Graham stuff. Oh, what do they got on Lindsey Graham, huh? Yeah. It could just be that they've been cooperating with Russia for 2 years, that they've been helping out a Russian stooge of a president who also was racist, also was an idiot, also was one of the worst people the country has ever produced.
Yep.
On top of being a Russian stooge, who, by the way, whoever suggested to Putin, hey, let's go after Trump, that guy is getting so much oil money right now because he or she is truly a genius. Who could have anticipated? Because the country is basically divided right down the middle. The government literally has stopped. And we have Donald Trump as president. Like, I don't see how you climb out of this hole.
Well, just this part of it, just him shutting down the government, I ain't going to open it for nothing till they give or whatever he's saying. That he shut down the government. Putin's loving that. He's hurting the economy. Come out. Of course, we've heard him complain about NATO before, but it just come out that he's been in there. How do we get out of NATO? It go down the list, pulling out of Syria. Every single thing he's done.
What are the decisions he's made that don't make any sense? Get out of Syria.
Yeah.
Everything you just named.
They all make sense because Putin wants it. They don't make any other sense.
Or it's racist, and he does the racist things to keep his base, to keep in office, to keep the Republicans over a barrel so he can do the Russia stuff. I guess it's all right there. Fuck, I'm Mueller. I just pieced it all together.
Well, we don't know all the things you're supposed to be debriefed and this and that when you meet with another world leader. It's supposed to happen this and that. He went in there and with nobody else around and told the person, give me those notes. I'm throwing them away. Don't tell anybody what I said in here. Now, what the hell is that? And then he met with Russia with their people. Now, Russia, as we know, when he went to go talk to them, we don't know maybe what was said in there, but I guarantee you they got that on tape somewhere. Whatever it was they did talk about, they got that, and they probably got the videotape of him getting the bathroom girl pee thing. That they probably got. I wouldn't put it past them. Why not? We know that they do that sort of stuff. They put microphones in every which place.
I'm glad we're doubling down on the girl peeing thing because I don't care even if that turns out to not be true. Every time people go like, oh, no, that's going too far. The New York Times 2 years ago. No, it's out. Don't worry about this Russia. FBI says no. Every time somebody says, I don't know about the peeing thing, but a lot of this other stuff turned out to be true. Everything is turning out to be true. Everything will have turned out to be true. The only part of it that's not true is the part where they say it's not true, which makes it not true to about 30% of the people. I stepped on a bag.
What is it?
Stepped on a bag. I got a Wendy's bag down here. Well, I've been hungry all week ever since I saw them pictures.
Made me hungry, too. I saw the little video of the football players coming in when I'm going, I thought that was a joke. That's what we're going to eat?
I thought a lot of things were a joke for a long time. And we're not going to reset, right? We're not.
You can't go back after this. Like all of these folks, we're going to get a Democrat president in there. They're going to take it. And things will be, no, everything's crazy right now. Everything's crazy. Who is the rapper woman you showed me?
Cardi B.
Now you see that's going around. Everybody's watching now. And I don't appreciate any of that language. First and foremost, I'm from a different generation. I just don't like that kind of language. But the way she talks and the way she's talking in that video is on a level that's similar to the way the president talks. So if he's saying dumb stuff, and she's a rapper, she should be able to say whatever she wants to. I ain't saying that, but she.
So you responded to the coarsened celebration of talking like you're straight, regular people.
Yeah.
Not straight as
Could she be president? That's what I'm wondering. Because the way she's talking about what he's doing is more to the point and getting straight to it, as opposed, well, he's just, and because when you're sitting there saying, well, it's disgraceful and he shouldn't have, while you're doing that, he's sitting there calling you horseface or something. Nobody's going to listen to you. So maybe you have to talk to him like that. Maybe that Robert Pacino has to get on there and say F Trump on TV, because that's the only language he understands. It's the only way you can get through to him.
He's literally rubbing every chicken sandwich from McDonald's on his ball sack, wrapping it back up, and serving it to Clemson. Did he? I don't know. Probably.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, listen, I would tell you, when you get a nice, warm, soft, bunned sandwich from McDonald's and you put it on a sore ball sack, it feels pretty good. Another thing that Trump and I probably, sadly,
I don't want to hear
on.
anything about that. Shut your mouth.
She cannot run for president, Jackie. Cardi B is only 26 years old, full year younger than AOC.
Wow.
That's AOC. We just mentioned her to get the traffic. So, or Kirsten Gillibrand could start talking like Cardi B.
I tell you what I want one of these Democrats to do is just point out what we're saying. Why can't we say? I think they're traitors. I think for whatever reasons, and I can't put my finger on it, I'm waiting for the Mueller to come out, but it looks pretty obvious to me that the president and all of the Republicans are just in cahoots with Putin and voting down the line to whatever he wants. Are they going to be calling the other side traitors? And if they were, it ain't going to be near as bad as anything Trump said about Hillary Clinton.
I guess at one point you would have said you can't do that because you still need to keep working relations in Congress, but nothing is working right now, so I don't know. I mean, if you told me Trump had the government shut down for 2 full years until the next election, that would not surprise me.
Nope.
What does he get out of opening it, really?
Nothing. He could care less about all the lives he's hurting. He don't give a damn about that.
So if he keeps the government, I mean, you're not going to just get like President Kamala Harris and we're going to go back to 2008. Things are going to be fucked up for a long time. Whoever gets in there, if it's not Trump, if it's not a Republican, the Republicans are going to come after them like they are Trump. They could just be normal, middle management, Julian Castro, and the Republicans are going to come after them like they're rubbing chicken sandwiches on their ball sacks.
All right, watch your mouth. Well, also, you got all the Republicans coming at you, and guess what you also going to have coming at you is damn Russia. Whoever gets in there as a Democrat, if they're lucky enough to get in there, what we do about that? Do we want to go to war with Russia? No, I don't want to, but they've already kind of declared it with all doing what they're doing, so what do you do?
Well, when Trump pulls out of NATO, Russia's going to be our only ally.
Pitiful.
We're pulling out of Syria. We're getting blown up in Syria.
Mike Pence, an hour after terrorists blew up some Americans, he said, "Oh, we have defeated ISIS." No, and they're still doing stuff.
Well, luckily his wife's going to go teach at an anti-gay school.
Pitiful.
So that war continues. Some wars, you think, they're like, we can't have wars go on forever, said the administration with Vice President Pence, who plans to continue a war against LGBTQ. Plus? Where does the plus go?
I don't know.
I should have looked it up before I tried to say it. Anyway, other than that, things are going pretty good here in the United States of America. We got rid of old Steve King. No, he's still there.
Oh, yeah, he's still there. He can't do nothing. They stripped him of any sort of leverage or power that he had. He's just there. I guess he's just there to be racist now. That's all he does.
It is important for Republicans to occasionally come out and pretend not to be racist. They have to do it like every 6 months, like changing your oil.
Well, he's such a dumb ass, excuse my language. King is just not a smart man. You can tell when you look at him. Like, anyone who thinks he's a white supremacist and they're that ignorant, he's a dummy. And he's been saying stuff like this for a long time. It ain't like all of a sudden he just come out and like, white supremacy, what's wrong with that?
Well, the Republicans can't say that Trump's racist, so I guess they keep him around to have a racist they can call racist.
Yeah.
to distract from their own racism.
For all we know, King could have made that deal with Trump. I'll take it. I'll be as racist as I can be. Trust me, you can do whatever you want. They're
got a deal for you, Steve.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get out there and be as racist as I possibly can be.
I think you're going to like this one, Steve. Now, hear me out. Free reign?
Anything you want.
Do you think if Marie Kondo went to the White House and sat in a room with Melania Trump and cleaned out a couple of closets, would that ruin Marie Kondo or help Melania Trump?
Hell, I don't know.
People mad about having to give away books. Like, I love books. Listen, nobody's cool for pretending to like to read. The only person cool for pretending to like to read is John Waters, and he was really talking about fucking.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Wait, I was just telling you not to be ignorant at the beginning of this. I guess what do you call it when somebody is a hypocrite? I guess my hypocrisy is a good ending place for this week, Jackie. You got anything else you'd like to talk about?
Nope.
Say goodbye, friend. Saying bye-bye always brings us down. But our bags are packed and we have to leave town. A postcard to
Who all's running for president now?
Well, there's damn Kirsten Gillibrand.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is
that Gillibrand like a GIF or a GIF?
I don't know who she is. Who else? Who am I going to vote for?
Julian, I believe. Is that right? Castro?
I know him. He's out of Texas. Yeah, I think I like him so far. What little I know about him. Who
Kamala
else?
Harris. Kamala Harris. I don't know how to pronounce anybody's name.
Man, it takes time. You got to learn who they are and how to say the names.
Damn old Klobuchar.
Who?
I don't think she's running yet.
I don't know who that is.
Kamala ain't running yet, and damn Beto ain't running yet.
Oh, Beto O'Rourke, yeah, he's supposed to come out.
He ain't running yet.
Nope.
They got to fight over Texas money, or are we just creating fights for people that don't exist? Who else? Elizabeth Warren's running.
She's running for president. Yeah.
Biden, people think Biden might run. Sanders might run.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders. He going to do it again, you reckon?
We don't have two old white guys in the race yet, so it's Sherrod Brown. Who else are they thinking about running?
I don't know.
There's going to be about 15 or 16 now. Remember when the Republicans run and we had to have the little debate with the people who didn't matter, like Lindsey Graham, before they went back to their equally meaningless non-candidate lives? What would it be like to be driving around New Hampshire, eating all that shit and talking to all them people that you don't really care about, and then getting to debate your debate time, which is all you really want, but it's on like a little stage with Rick Santorum? And also think about that. All them people on CNN who hired Rick Santorum, they are about as smart and important as the Republicans on the little debate stage in 2016.
Yep.
I said it.
That's true. I agree.
You think Lindsey Graham will primary? Is anybody going to primary Trump?
Yeah, somebody might at some point. They should. I'm about to say that long list of people and names we can't pronounce. I'd probably any one of them is probably better than Trump. I'm going to guess, right?
Yeah. I mean, I can give you a list. Give me the damn phone book. Give me the census.
The only person I'd be concerned about is Ted Cruz, but even then.
Who's worse than Trump? I mean, how many people are worse than Trump?
I don't know anybody.
Are you okay?
No.
Are you all right?
No, I'm something
Let me
wrong.
see your throat. No. All right,
Something
you're
wrong.
fine. You're fine.
All right.